As you direct the sun's light through the emerald at the snake, you behold a wondrous transformation. Before you now stands a magnificent winged horse.
Thank you for freeing me. A horrid enchanter transformed me into that legless thing after I refused to be his steed.
That makes a lot more sense than the frigging bridle. And?
This is a handsome white steed. It has beautiful wings with delicate feathers. The horse may not want a rider on its back.
That was quite a gamble, to refuse an enchanter.
True, but I could not have accepted, even if I had wanted to. For I am a disciple of the cloud, and can serve no land dweller.
Disciple of the cloud? What does that mean?
First, tell me of what you seek up here.
You take a deep breath, then explain about the Door of Destiny, the gems of nature, and your present quest to locate the growth gem.
So, you seek the air gem?
Yes, that is right. You know of it?
Most certainly. But you will not be able to reach it by any means available to you or any of your kind. I would gladly take you to it, but alas, the enchanter took and hid from me my bridle. Without it, we could search for 1,000 years and still never find the cloud spirit.
Where did he hide your bridle?
I do not know. Perhaps a clue may be found in that blackguard's abode behind me.
That is only the second game I've played which has used the word blackguard. The other one being Hades. And in that game it was spelled blackguard. I assume that is a misspelling on AGD's part.
Some incredibly a collection. The cave you run. Enchanter's staffs are very powerful objects. You dare not touch this one, for fear of the consequences you may bring upon yourself. You
say there's a clue here, but I explored this place pretty thoroughly. Maybe that?
A neatly displayed the scroll. Don't. That. A neatly displayed scroll hangs on the. The scroll is nailed to the wall.
Can we remove those nails?
You jab. A stab in the. There is. As you had been expecting, you know. You read the engraving.
I missed that.
You walk closer. You read.
Let me load that. I want to see what that said.
You notice that some writing has been engraved into the wall. You read the inscription.
The stones, the rocks.
The engraving on the wall reads, "In row of stones that number 6, half and a pair from left do pick. Quell then my spell, avoid the tricks." You walk, you read.
In row of stones that number 6, yep, we saw those 6 rocks. Half and a pair from left do pick. Quell then my spell, avoid the tricks. That's why the wizard shows up there very clearly. So half and a pair. Half of 6 is 3 and a pair is what, 2? So half and a pair would be 5 from the left. The 5th stone, pick that up, and then quell the spell. Either I pick up stone number 5 and that happens automatically, or I need to do something with the emerald perhaps. That's what I get out of that.
The engraving.
Okay, I think I need to release this dude again, if I did not save. I did not.
As you direct. Before. The horse.
That was
You chose
Yes.
most much. I would gladly.
Where did...
I do not know. Perhaps a clue may be found in that blackguard's abode behind me.
Yeah, I found a clue, alright.
What is this spirit you speak of?
The essence of what you seek. It passes through us as we grow, all through our lives, though few are ever aware of it. You will know soon enough when I take you to it.
We're going to another land again, similar to how we went to a different place for the birth gem.
Why do you choose to serve this cloud spirit?
He was born into
It
it.
is my destiny, and I must fulfill it, just as you must fulfill yours.
Exactly.
I was not aware that I had one.
All of us have a destiny. Some are predestined, others are determined by choice. I believe yours to be of the latter.
Okay, we Final Fantasy now.
You don't have anything else to say to the steed.
Right, so we need to check out that rock very clearly. Yeah, I thought it was very strange that the wizard is showing on that side of the map.
You unroll the magic carpet, lay it on.
Let me just show you my map right now. You can see that I've got the wizard on the bottom right there. But randomly on the left-hand side, he's near that rock. That is not near his hunting ground, so... yeah, I suspected something was up with that, but I did not think this would be the wizard's lair, so to speak. And the moment it mentions 6 rocks, it's like, yep, it's referring to this very clearly. So, half and a pair would be this one.
You try to lift the stone, but it will not budge.
Right. Let's wait a moment. I might just make a save. It could also be half and a pair, as in lift that one and then lift this one. The wizard is taking his... fuck.
You have...
I knew that was going to happen, damn it. It says half and a pair, so I think of adding those up. But maybe what I have to do is lift this one and then lift that one.
You have run into an...
What? I don't know why he just fucked off.
You tried...
Half and a pair. Alright, so I don't know what's going on here. I'm just going to hang around here and wait. I'm not touching anything. I've tried to lift the 5th stone.
You have run into an evil enchanter. He senses the power of your emerald and quickly departs.
Okay. That's an issue. Oh.
You bend over and hold the emerald above the stone so that the sun's light channels through it. Incredible! The rock has transformed into a silver-studded bridle. You bend over and hold the emerald above the stone so that the sun's light channels through it.
Are we dead?
That's the danger in getting stoned.
Is that a weed reference? Really? Okay, so we just need to use the emerald here, grab the bridle, and then go back.
You bend... You take the bridle.
I was really hoping we could do something about the sorcerer, or the wizard, or the enchanter. But no, he just sees the emerald and goes, nope.
The leather bridle is studded with silver rivets and a silver bit.
Perfect for that steed.
You put the bridle over your head. Nothing happens. Don't you feel silly?
Narrator, you know the rule. No Kink shaming. Ah, this game is terrible. Alright, so let's go.
You unroll. As you reach down to get the carpet, it vanishes into thin air without even so much as a puff of smoke.
Alright, we're not coming back up here again. Steed, I'm going to need you to give me a lift. We don't have a choice.
You don't have... You slip the bridle over the horse's head. It whinnies its approval.
Come, climb upon my back.
So now you want to cooperate.
You don't have... This is a handsome one.
Let's go.
Hold on. This will be a little accelerating.
The disciple of the cloud gracefully soars high into the sky. You grip the reins tightly and hold on for dear life as he swoops and dips between the clouds. After a time, he draws near to a thick patch of luminous mist. As you pass through it, the horse sets itself down, seemingly on top of a cloud.
I'd say, oh wow, but we've been up here before.
It is all right. You can dismount now.
Believing that you have finally lost all sense of reason, you dismount and prepare for a very long drop. And find yourself standing on a cloud.
Just like that time we went to the land of the giants.
How is it possible that I can stand upon thin air?
Whoa.
Such are not the questions you should be asking. You have come for the air gem, or the growth gem as it was once named by the ancients. It has not been termed thus without reason, for one who would have the gem as his own must prove himself grown and thus worthy of it.
Meaning, no disrespect.
Cloud Spirit.
Thank you. You must agree, Cloud Spirit, that I am a man fully grown, thus fulfilling your prerequisite.
A howling wind deafens you momentarily, though you feel nothing on your skin. The Cloud Spirit speaks again, a little more forcefully.
Wrong answer.
It is not enough that you have grown in body. That much is evident. It must be proven that you have also grown in both mind and soul. So on these shall you be tested.
Tested?
Those who bear the burden of king are expected to possess certain qualities. Your actions will be judged against the weight of these. It shall be seen whether you are deserving of your title. It shall be seen whether you are worthy of the growth gem.
After a moment of silence, the Cloud Spirit intones,
Behold your first test.
Have we failed? Oh, Jesus.
The mist around you clears, and you find yourself in a familiar place. This is Daventry, and furthermore, you are a child again. A slight dizziness overwhelms you for an instant. How strange, you no longer recall anything past this moment in time. It is as if this is happening again for the first time. Even stranger, you are still vaguely aware that you are undergoing a test of some kind, though for what purpose, you cannot fathom. But look, it is Malvolio, your best friend. The two of you are deeply engrossed in a game of bat and ball.
We've all been there.
Ouch!
Uh-oh! That sounds like the king now! What do we do?
You there.
Yes?
Yes? Is that how you address your liege?
No, your majesty, King Edward, sir. I mean, sire.
Which of you two boys threw that ball? The one that just happened to land on my head?
We did. We threw the ball, but Mal hit it.
The area at the rear of the castle has always been a great place to play with your friends. You've never been in trouble for being here. Present moment accepted. It's you, Graham. It is your best friend, Malvolio. The two of you grew up in the same village together, and hence have known each other all your lives.
And yes, we've never heard of this folk until right
I
now.
have asked you both a question. Silence is considered a response equal to impertinence.
It is Daventry's king, Edward the Benevolent. You have heard much of his kindness and compassion, and hope that this is reflected in his present mood. Carrots are a favorite vegetable of King Edward, hence his carrot patch at the rear of his castle. From here, you can see the battlements of King Edward's castle overlooking the garden. The young trees encourage the innocent beauty of your beloved homeland. Touching His Majesty might get you into even more trouble.
I suppose I better answer him. The hell are these responses?
You summon all your courage and speak up.
Your Majesty, if you please. It was I who hit the ball over the castle wall. It was my fault completely. Please do not punish my friend.
The king eyes you carefully. You wonder if you are now in serious trouble.
I would not punish one for something so trivial. However, I will see you play your game elsewhere, away from here.
Yes, sire.
One more thing, my young fellow. You have demonstrated good character today by taking the blame for your friend. The finest knights in this realm demonstrate their compassion by protecting others, even if that should mean putting themselves at risk. I find that to be a rare quality in the many I meet. When you have grown up, I hope to see you again, perhaps in my service.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Is that why he chose us?
Behold your second test.
You could have said something entirely different and avoided all this nonsense.
You feel yourself growing older, more so than before the tests began. Again, dizziness overcomes you. Your memory of the previous test fades, and in its place, your mind is filled with the knowledge of everything that has since come to pass.
Where is this?
This includes, unfortunately, the dreadful misfortunes which have plagued Daventry since the coming of the terrible three-headed dragon. To make things worse, your 17-year-old daughter has been demanded as its latest sacrifice. In return, it will not harm the rest of the population until the next demand. You would go forth to destroy the dragon yourself, but you no longer have the heart for such quests. Never have you felt so forlorn, so frail. You fear that given the choice, you would do anything to rectify the situation.
Is this King's Quest 3? I have no control here. Who is this?
A charming view. No wonder you come here so often.
You. I will see you hanged for this intrusion. Guards! Guards!
Calling them will do you no good. For even if they come, they will find their king speaking to only the air he breathes.
A pox on thee! Who are you?
My name, my true name, has been heard by none for nigh on a millennium. It is enough that you know me as the Father.
Then say what you have come to say and be gone.
You never were one for small talk.
You cursed my family. As a result, that dragon is now loose upon the land, and one of my children was kidnapped.
Now that is not quite the truth.
Do you deny your involvement?
Not at all. It is just that you have omitted so much.
Speak and be gone.
Very well. I want your crown.
Not a chance.
You cannot believe what you have just heard. This vile creature has caused untold misery throughout your land for nearly 18 years and has now infiltrated your castle just to ask that you hand over your authority to him? Of all the outrageous...
Is that what this is all about? You want to rule Daventry?
What would I want with a puny little kingdom when in a few short years I will have more power than Legitimor himself?
Who's Legitimor?
No, I want only the thing you wear atop your head. Your crown. It is an essential part of my plan. Without it, my efforts to prepare for the ascension will have been in vain. I have waited far too long to be deterred from it now.
If you need it that badly, you could have just taken it. You had plenty of opportunities.
I think we have to give it.
Are you completely ignorant
Yeah.
of the legends of your predecessors? None can possess the crown of the first king unless it's given.
If you think for one moment that I would...
Before you speak further, consider this. In exchange for what I ask, I shall lift my curse and all that it entails from you and your blighted land. You shall have both it and your family restored in full. Minus your title, naturally.
Your mind reels at these words. For almost 2 decades, a countless number of innocent people have suffered under the afflictions Daventry has had to endure. So many more people would continue to suffer indefinitely, notwithstanding the pain you feel over your own family's misfortune. With a simple statement, you could put an end to it all.
No, we fight. He's clearly up to no good. So the father, was this the person that Hagatha was speaking to at the very start? Because if so, whatever he's been scheming for the last at least 18 years, it hasn't worked. He has not been able to grab our crown. We presumably succeeded in taking Valenice, bringing her back, but he's sort of sitting on the edge of things, maybe with Manannan, maybe with a couple of other people, manipulating events from afar. I don't know what to make of this.
The shrouded figure standing before you is the man responsible for all of Daventry's present troubles.
The three-headed dragon, though, I recall reading something about that in Police Quest 1 of all places. It's not part of King's Quest 4 or 5 from what I recall, it must be part of King's Quest 3. But again, I remember very little about that game.
Your kingdom lies below. Once a marvel to all who beheld it, there is now very little to speak of. Evidence of devastation and disrepair stretches with nauseating abundance in all directions.
This looks like hell.
In happier times, you've enjoyed standing here to gaze in adoration at your kingdom below. These days, however, this retreat often finds you glancing hopelessly for some sign that your blighted land might be healed. Nothing you can touch will change the fate of your kingdom. You so wish that a simple touch could cure the land of all its present problems. Alas, you have not the power to perform such a miracle. You are carrying nothing.
I don't like either of these acceptance responses. Severing the lifeline, pride seems bad, find elected to find seems bad. Let me try this one.
To give you my crown would signify a change of leadership, so says the law of this land. It also says that the crown is to be worn only by those with the highest regard and intent for Daventry. So, to give it to such a vile being as you would betray the honor and memory of all the past kings who have worn it. No, I will not do it.
Not even for the sake of your family?
There are some principles for which even one's family must be sacrificed.
Oof.
The man appraises you as a scientist would a unique specimen.
What an intriguing set of morals you have, King Graham. I almost look forward to the time when you will put aside your obligations here and seek me out. I have foreseen that we shall meet again.
I got a point for that, but I don't know if that's a correct answer.
Behold your third test.
Once again, you feel yourself age. You are many years older now, though still, thankfully, King of Daventry. As before, the knowledge of the previous test ebbs from your mind, This time, however, it is filled with a greater knowledge of all that has come to pass thus far. Many years have passed. Your children, once heirs to your throne, have forged their own paths in other kingdoms. Fortunately, chance has seen fit to fill the vacuum. Following the restoration of the Mask of Eternity, Daventry now has a new champion.
This is 7 or 8.
I am deeply honored, sire.
All right. Now, how do you really feel?
Scared out of my wits, sire.
You smile and feel the lines in your face stretch. You hope you'll get used to it when the true time comes.
You know what they've been saying. About my decision, that is.
The people question my ability to perform the duties when I have another higher obligation. I believe that I can attend to both with the utmost equity.
You do not deny that this obligation may arise at any moment, perhaps taking you away from this country at a time of great need?
Of course not, sire, but I shall deal with that troll, as they say, when I cross that bridge.
And there is the matter of you not being of royal birth. That does not sit comfortably with some of the nobles.
Neither was King Graham.
The qualities of truth, light, and order can shine from even the most impoverished of souls. Nobility is defined through one's actions, not one's lineage, Your Majesty.
You cannot help but smirk. For a man who had once lived as a peasant, he speaks extremely well.
King Graham was not the king's son. He was just his favorite knight. This place looks beautiful now, holy crap. Mask of Eternity though, that's King's Quest 7 or 8, and I've not seen anything about those games. I can't click that, I just can't. I can't because I've got no option to save.
Kneel. Your sword. By virtue of your bravery, loyalty, and good conscience, I have chosen you to be my first knight. Thus you are my successor and heir to this throne.
What happened to the other two? I'm not going to say who they are, because we're not at King's Quest 4 yet.
Arise, Sir Connor of Daventry.
Sir Connor. Are we done?
In an instant, you find yourself standing before the Cloud Spirit once more. You also notice that it is starting to get dark.
Dusk.
You have demonstrated your sound understanding of compassion, honor, and loyalty. These attributes transcend the mind and speak of the soul within you. Growth continues unabated throughout the lives of all living things. You have grown much, learnt a great deal, and will continue to grow in all ways. You are judged worthy of the Heir and Growth Gem.
He spits it out for us. I've got a question if we answer in a trollish way, whether we get a different response. And by that, I mean let's test it out right now. Absolute absolution?
It was not us, Your Majesty. We had nothing to do with that.
The king looks upon you with a disapproving gaze. It would appear that he does not believe you.
I do not take kindly to a youngster who willingly disseminates
Too many syllables.
lies. I do not approve of lies.
But it's the truth. The ball isn't really mine, and Malvolio wasn't holding that stick.
Stick?
Behold your...
So we didn't get a point for that. Can I just give up the crown here, right here and now?
You willingly give the father your crown and the title that goes with it. You wonder what Edward would say if he saw you now. You imagine he would not be pleased.
Thank you. You have made the right decision. Now, I shall send you on your way. Your family is waiting for you. One of them is a tad
Cold. Been ascending Daventry's peaks, I believe.
Behold,
Once again, no points.
Once again, as before, many years.
How do you feel?
I am
Okay, so nothing changes there. At least not according to that brief part. We don't get the madness of King Graham, excuse me?
I have carefully thought over the matter put before me. It is true that I no longer have a residing heir to carry on in my place.
What happened?
However, I cannot place the future of this kingdom in the hands of one who, while possessing great skills, courage, and virtues, may not be able to serve her with singular devotion. Go back to your village, Connor.
Yes, sire.
Despite his gracious acceptance, you sense that Connor has been dealt a rather severe moral blow.
I did pick up a point somewhere there, but not sure where. Oh, this guy's gonna have the shits with us.
In an instant,
you have demonstrated that you have not yet grasped a basic understanding of compassion, honor, and loyalty. These attributes transcend the mind and speak of the soul within you. In most souls, growth continues unabated. In you, however, it has been arrested. As a result, you have not grown as a living thing should. You are judged unworthy of the heir and growth gem.
Pass my waifu. Oh god, we're dead.
in the last fleeting moments of your life, you wonder whether you could have made some better choices.
That is so unnecessarily grim. Holy fuck.
A green gem similar to your birth gem has appeared in the center of this cloud.
Remember that when you're on your deathbed, kids.
A stern-looking, misty face seems to stare out of this cloud. The disciple of the cloud waits for you patiently. You are surrounded by nothing more than cloud. Why you have not already fallen to your death is a complete mystery, though you are somewhat glad of the fact. The wispy face does not respond to your words. Your hand passes through the mist. It is, after all, just cloud. The thin blanket of cloud that you stand upon is the only thing supporting your weight up here. You think it unwise to anger the cloud spirit with your wandering hands at this juncture.
Okay, let's take this gem.
You take the growth gem. As you feel the knowledge of the last test fade from your mind, the cloud beneath your feet begins to evaporate. You'd better get out of here quickly, Graham.
That's our final test, very clearly.
Finally, your flight comes to an end. You hope that it will be quite a while before you take to the air again.
It's so dark.
Where would you like me to land?
On the ground would be fine.
Here's fine. Farewell, thank you for the lift, thank you for the gem.
Take this sugar cube. It will protect against the poisonous growth of this land. Fare thee well.
He just straight up gives us a sugar cube. Good stuff. And he's never to be seen again. Maybe he'll show up at the wedding.
You notice you have lost a few things during your descent, mostly all that paper you were carrying. You are not concerned, though, as long as you don't get into trouble for littering. As dusk sets in and the pallid moon rises above the darkened horizon, you recall the Door of Destiny's words regarding the third gem, through swampy mire, in lone dark castle. Then you remember the great Neptune's disquiet reluctance to speak of Kalima's lord. You sense a growing unease that this final gem may not be the easiest to acquire.
We're not going there immediately. Alright, I need to look around everywhere again because it's nighttime. And that means things may have changed. The most concerning thing I can think of right now, though, is that I did not get into the library. Or I got into the library, but we can't get back there now.
The gates to town have been shut for the night.
Maybe we can get in there after we've obtained the death gem.
The gates are locked tight.
That's a huge maybe, though.
If you remove the sign, the locals might remove something from you.
Hopefully nothing important. What did we lose? We've still got the library card. Yeah, it does look like we've lost most of the paper. I have, what, 15, 16 items? I've lost this, which is the note to go to the church. No, it's not. That's the antiques thing. And I've lost this letter.
You can't use this item at the moment.
Really?
The paper is slightly...
That was the letter to Angelina, or whatever her name was, from Mananan. I've lost those two items. Okay, that's not too much of a loss. But me not getting into the library is potentially... Is it game breaking? I'm not sure. One thing I need to do first, though, is check out the church on the right, because I think I can hear the bell.
Trees seemingly...
I saw you there.
Tree.
Nothing.
The church bell is tolling.
Nothing scary about this at all.
Finding the door unlocked and unbarred, you enter the church. The Church of Kalima is where its citizens come to pray, confess their sins, and offer a penance, usually in the form of a coin.
We take fool's gold?
The symbol of the faith is displayed prominently in the church. The monk is dressed in a simple ankle-length robe. A belt of thick leather is tied around his ample waist. He wears worn sandals. The door leads back outside. The image of the radiant full moon floods into the church, spilling a circular white light over the floor. A hideous statue of a grinning fiend forms an archway leading to the church's outdoor cemetery.
I go south, do I find a cemetery?
You find it odd that the windows have been boarded up from the outside. The church must be very dark, even in broad daylight. Columns of pews line both sides of the church. You notice a Bible has been left at the end of one of the rows. You notice a Bible on the end of a pew. You look over the Bible, which appears to be many decades old. You open it and find that an otherwise blank page at the front has been written on. It is dated over 20 years ago.
To all those who have heard the word, we are the chosen few, blessed by the spirits of the wild. Destined for greatness, concealed by the cloth, there is but one challenge we must overcome before our future can be set in stone. The simple people of Kalima cling still to the memory of their former ruler. Even now, years after his fate's dark turn, they retain their hope that he will not forsake them. As long as this is so, our goal cannot be attained. So, my brothers, it is our duty to see the land cleansed of its blight. Do not fear our enemy. Our faith, purpose, and power will guide us to the future we were promised. A path has been found to him, my brothers. Let him hear the warning howls.
You return the Bible to where you found it. You also notice that a page from the Bible has fallen onto the floor.
I was reading that, damn it.
You look over.
A path has been found to him, my brothers. Let him hear the warning howls. The cloth will be lifted for all time, and our songs will echo the end of him, his influence, and his family. Our time is at hand. That is not an anagram of father? Wolf howl? I see, Wolfowl.
You return the Bible to where you found it.
Also, I haven't read the Bible, but that does not look like any Bible that I think exists in the real world.
It looks like a normal sugar cube. It does have a bit of sparkle, though.
We'll eat that later.
It is a slightly luminescent green stone about the size of your palm. You feel a sustaining energy radiating from it. A page from the Bible seems to have fallen loose. You pick up the fallen page and read it. The words appear to have been written recently. Spiders earnest with spindly eight spin webs with negligible weight. You spiders earnest with spindly eight spin webs with negligible weight.
Yeah, I need to write that down. I pretty much got that instantly.
You read the Bible page again. Spiders earnest with spindly eight spin webs with negligible weight. You spiders earnest with spindly eight spin webs with negligible weight.
I've played too many adventure games to not understand what that means immediately. Okay, well that's fucking terrifying. Let me talk to the monk first.
The collection box caters to those with money or valuables to show their support for the church.
Can I steal from the collection box?
This collection box is for money and valuables. Its contents are to be removed only by the monks. It would not be prudent to touch a man of the cloth without his consent.
And yet the reverse, we can't talk about that on this channel.
Feeling humbled, you kneel down to pray. You rise again after a few moments. The monk stirs, stands, and turns to face you. The Church of Kali. The monk is... It would...
Father, I go now to a place of darkness. While I am stout of heart, the path laid down before me is unclear. I seek only the knowledge that my passage be illuminated by heavenly favor, and a prayer that I may make it through.
The monk gives you a reassuring smile and pats you on the shoulder. He then lifts a silver cross from around his neck and places it in your hands.
Thank you.
You are welcome, my child.
You can talk?
Of course.
I thought monks were forbidden from speaking.
Not all churches follow the same rules, and this church is quite unique.
Really? How so?
The monk just smiles placidly at you. You place the silver cross and chain around your neck and wear it as a necklace. You remove the cross from around your neck. You place the...
Alright, might as well do that.
About this crucifix.
I believe you will find the cross to be of immense value. It has come to us at a huge price.
It was expensive?
Oh dear.
That it has cost us more than any value to be in possession of it.
First, you don't understand or can't comprehend other people's religions. Secondly, you completely misinterpret the meaning of what he just said.
If I may ask, why is it that you only open the church at dusk?
We find the late hours more favorable.
Surely then you would not have many in your congregation.
Yes, that is true.
Are you a werewolf?
What do you know of the Count?
Only that he is a heathen, a blasphemer. You serve God well by going there, my child. Bless you.
The monk smiles at you, turns back to the altar, kneels, and resumes his prayers.
Full moon. Church only opens at night. I reckon this dude is now a werewolf.
The monk is in deep prayer and does not respond to your words.
Right, we need to check out this cemetery, which is not creepy at all.
This is the church cemetery. Given how many souls have been laid to rest over the many years, you imagine this place has seen its share of sorrow.
Can I go left or right here?
You've never been terribly fond of gargoyles, and this one isn't likely to sway your opinion. Hamish Bite, 1226 to 1258. Besides religious connotation, reverence paid daily as we should, it is a tradesman's irony that a carpenter was killed upon the wood. La Fleur Povence, 905 to 987. The power brought unto this world is as unholy as this sage. Doomed are those that have descended from the blood of a first mage.
Are these references to other games?
Coco Airboul, 1205 to 1252. The writer wrote until he bled. In his final agony he said, I will not lift my trusty pen till I at last have reached the end. Coco Airboul. Coco. This is the church symbol. This is Faith Cinders, 998 to 1029. Alas, my dear, you've come too near to your heart's great desire. It seems that now you've run afoul and should not have lit that fire. Judas Morton, 1365 to 1415. Here lies a foolish non-believer, with shame deep is this hole. Even God, though wise and powerful, cannot save his wretched soul. This is the church cemetery. Bridget O. Troublewater, 1248 to 1299. During the annual house inspection, she spied a mirror and its reflection. For days she lovingly gazed at it, unable to sleep or eat or sit. With the last of her earthly power, there she remained till her final hour.
Snatched or enchanted by a mirror.
This is Lyot O'Malley.
Oh my god.
1200 to 1256. She was a lady with strange habits, who as friends kept only rabbits. When time came her hunger due, her friends all wound up in her stew. The other creatures, also bunnies, found this not remotely funny, so their swift revenge they sought. The kitchen in her sleep they brought, heaved her into the large pot, which was, regretfully, much too hot. Larman Odnarb, 1175 to 1200. Dear old Larman was a healer, cured many a deadly fever. One he caught that bitter day, healed not himself and passed away.
I'm trying to see if these names are anagrams. I don't think they are.
Here lies the Odnarb family. Evidently they were well respected to have their own area.
If they are, I can't identify them.
Roust Odide, 943 to 1011. As I landed on my head, I said I should have stayed in bed instead.
Indeed, fantastic advice.
Here lies Rebecca Twintle, 1250 to 1273. In that usual daring way of hers, she threw caution to the wind. Late one eve she risked a venture, and went out to sea with him. Totally in love she was, so filled with careless whim, that when he threw her overboard, she never thought to swim.
Damn, dude.
Goulash Thompson, 1370 to 1441. Never in all his living years had he ever seen such sights. For hours did he stare at them, those beautiful, dazzling lights. So happy was he that he had been able to live to see this night. But down a cliff he blindly fell, for the lights had been too bright. In this dark hole lies one brave soul, whose questing for glory has taken its toll.
That's a nod.
Rarlop Neven, 985 to 1015. The jester joked his life away, until a quip he made one day. Insulted was a baron's son, who had this poor old jester hung. Lester Williamson, 1300 to 1345. Here lies a man who feared all bugs, too scared to even lift his rugs. For if he had, he would have found insects that make little sound, with bites so deadly for their size that surely did cause his demise. Show some respect for the deceased, Graham.
It could be worse. I could have a shovel. Alright, so I don't think there's much we can do here other than checking out this very sus-looking crypt on the left-hand side.
It is likely that only the most devout believers have been buried in there. You have about as much an inkling to enter the crypt as a fish has to walk.
We can't go inside? Okay, well I came out here thinking I can go in there once I'm done, but clearly I cannot. Maybe that's going to open up later.
You can't.
Yeah, based on that Bible there, and the full moon and nighttime, I'm thinking that monk is a werewolf or the church.
Without warning, a pair of wolves dart out of the dark forest and dash towards you.
Are you friendly?
For a minute there, you thought those wolves were going to attack. Curious as to why they didn't, you decide to follow them.
I think we have all our answers.
You see the monk standing alone outside the church. Then you notice the two wolves approaching him. You are about to yell a warning to the monk, but the words die in your throat as the man steps forward and pats the wolves' heads.
Do you see the apostrophe? He can pat the wolves. Can we pat the wolves?
No, my brothers. We must not hurt him. Not yet. He will go to the heathen's abode. He will do what needs to be done. What if he does not? Then, my brothers, we will complete the task before us, the one we began many years ago.
What happened to your voice? What's wrong with your face? Why are you looking at the full moon like that?
You quickly move away from the church, your heart racing faster with every step. You have a good idea now what will happen once the moon comes out in full, and you do not want to be anywhere near here when it does. One thing's for sure, you're not getting married in that church.
Cute, very cute. We got married in that church in the EGA version. Oh boy. So first things first, I want to go back there immediately and see if anything's changed.
There's no way you're going back in there.
Oh, okay, I can't get back to the crypt. That could be an issue.